exponents. So what we're going to look at here, get my pen to work, is how to work with those exponents and what they really mean, okay? So when you have something written like this with a negative exponent, what that means is to put this value 10 under a fraction bar. But first, go ahead and solve it. What is 2 tenths? Remember, because that tells you it's 10 times 10, which is going to be 100. Because the exponent was negative, you must put it under 1, which the final answer would be 100. Okay? Again, let's put it as easy as negative 1. That means there's only 1 10, which means we're going to put it under 1, and that's my final answer. Once you move the numbers to the denominator, the exponent is now positive. Teaching you a little cheater trick way, if you have 10 to the negative 8, instead of multiplying that out like crazy, how many zeros do I need? I need 8 zeros. So I know it's going to go under the fraction bar. I'm going to put my 1 and count 8 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Every set of 3 gets a comma, and that's my final answer. There you go. Now, if I wanted to write this as a decimal, you put your decimal and you count 8 spaces back. It's not 8 zeros, it's 8 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On the 8th space, we would write the number. Okay? Let's try that again. We have 10 to the negative 9. So I know it's going to go under 1, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Count 3 in, 3 in, 3 in. There's my answer. What about the decimal? It's 9 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. On the last spot, you put the number. Okay? All right, let's try one with some actual numbers besides 10. So let's try 5 to the negative 3rd power. Well, we know it's going to go under 1 because it's a negative exponent. And that's going to be 5 times 5 times 5. Remember, it's not 5 times 3. Well, 5 times 5 is 25 times 5 is going to give you 125. So my final answer is 1 over 125. Okay? How about this one? We have 4 to the negative 2nd power. We know it's going to go under 1, so that's 4 times 4, which is going to equal 1 over 16. Pretty easy? I hope so. Let's try this one. Negative 7 to the negative 4th power. Don't worry about the 2 different negatives. It's no problem. Put it under 1, and that's negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 7 times negative 7. All right, let's go ahead and solve this out. So if I put these two together, negative 7 times negative 7 is a positive 49. And I'll get the same thing over here also, positive 49. Now I'm going to multiply those two together. And when I do, we put it under 1 again. It's 2,401. And that's my final answer. Okay. If you have a value to the 0 power, it's always 1. So let's say you have 5 to the 0 power. It equals 1. 2 to the 0 power. It equals 1. 100 to the 0 power. It equals 1. It doesn't matter. Anything to the 0 power equals 1. It does not equal 0. Keep that in mind. So let's try a problem that looks like this. We're going to simplify this. So we have 5 minus the quantity 6 take away 4 raised to the negative 3rd power plus a negative 2 to the 0 power. Wow, lots of stuff going on here. So let's go ahead and break this down. First thing we want to do is go ahead and do the math inside these parentheses. So I'm going to bring down my 5 and my minus. 6 take away 4 is going to give me 2. 2 to the negative third power. And that should look more like a 2. There we go. Plus our negative 2 to the 0 power. So all I've done so far is just simplified these two guys. All right. Now what we're going to do is move this value into a denominator. So we have 5 minus 1 over 2 to the third power plus, anything to the 0 power is 1. So I'm just going to put 1 there. All right, now let's solve this. So bring down the 5 minus 1 over, well, what is 2 times 2 times 2? It is 8. And now bring down our plus 1. Okay, so final answer here. Okay. Now, what you would need to do here is add and subtract from left to right. So we're going to add and subtract this from left to right first. Getting the final answer, remember you have to find like denominators and things like that. But your final answer here would be, what is 5 and 7/8? Okay? Alrighty. Let's try one more. So we have 3 plus 7 take away 4 raised to the negative second power plus negative 8 to the 0 power. It looks all big, bad, and scary, but just break it down. Let's bring down our 3 plus. Now what's going on in here? We have 7 take away 4, which is going to give me 3 to the negative second power plus, well, anything raised to the 0 power is 1. Now let's go ahead and solve this further. We'll bring down the 3 plus 1 over 3 squared plus 1, which means 3 plus 1 over 9 plus 1. Okay. I add my large numbers here. 3 plus 1 gives me 4, and add in your fraction. All right, hope this helps.